Hello and welcome to the stream. It's Morkin Monday, in which I'll be returning to the land of eternal winter to see if I can save the world. And it's very fitting because actually here in real life there is snow. Seemed to happen overnight, so I too am in the land of eternal winter. At least a little bit of it. First snow of the winter. It didn't snow at Christmas. Never lucky enough for that, but I'll take it over no snow, I suppose. So this is the second session playing Morkin. We started last week and got some of the rules wrong. Nothing went super off the rails because of that, but yeah, there are a few mistakes. But just before that, I just note that I have improved the dice cam, so hopefully things will be slightly more legible now. I've got a better webcam and a light, as you can tell from the shadow. So hopefully things are going to be a little bit more readable. Though, it did occur to me just before starting the stream, what I really need to do is get... I mean, nice as these blue on black dice are, they're not super easy to see and read in like a small dice cam in the corner of the screen. So what I really need to do is get some white on black or black on white dice. That'll be much better. So future improvements, gradually getting better at this as time goes on. But it should be slightly better, I hope. So, Morkin. It's a solo hex crawl in which we need to get from the Tower of the Moon down here, where we started at last time, all the way up to the Tower of Doom up here, where we need to go and find the crown of... what was his name? Grimskull? Is he Grimskull? I've forgotten the name of the big bad. Doomdark! Doomdark, the Witch King of Midnight. That's his name, yeah. Yes, Doomdark, the Witch King of Midnight, who has a magic crown, the Ice Crown, which is the source of his power, and it needs to be destroyed here at the Tower of Doom to save the world from eternal winter, and we only have 30 days to do it. Or rather, we only have 27 days to do it, as we did 3 days last time. It was a pretty action-packed 3 days, actually, and I'll go through what we did and also explain where I got the rules wrong. So, on day one, we began the quest, we parted from our companions, and I heard a mysterious voice telling me to visit Coronel the Fey in the village of Kor, which kind of supernaturally hastened my feet. I was able to move faster, travel further that day and the next, and I totally forgot about this, so we should actually be further along on our journey than we are. So I noted this here so I wouldn't forget it, but you know, the journal over here is way far off the play area, so I might want to like note ongoing effects and stuff maybe below the map going forward, so they're just a bit more in sight. Then in the evening on day one, we encountered an NPC who we were able to recruit, the Lord of Shadows. So he joined us the following morning. We couldn't recruit him that day due to running out of time, but the following morning, day two, we recruited the Lord of Shadows. We struck out in the direction of the Tower of Koroth, which is up here, kind of pretty much due north from where we started. So I've not really thought over much about my route, but I'm trying to swing by these numbered locations, as these are where special things happen, like we can meet NPCs who we can potentially recruit. So I want to visit a few of these, not necessarily all of them, on our way. I think I'm going to take a pretty direct route up to the Tower of Doom, so probably continue on to the Tower of Koroth and kind of swing around maybe these plains here. Or maybe go up to, what's this, the Keep of Lothril is another named location, and then swing around northeastward to the Tower of Doom. Anyway, on day two, we struck out north towards the Tower of Koroth. We encountered some refugees fleeing to the south, to the free lands that are not yet frozen. And we made it to the base of the mountains and camped by a ruined temple. Then the following morning, we were approached by a distraught father who said that the ruins are occupied by a group of Skullcrin, which are kind of evil dwarves, who had kidnapped his daughter and asked us to go in and save the girl. We did. We went in, we saved her, but the Lord of Shadows died. He fell in the battle. We then kind of continued on the journey, but I got turned around and fell into an ice troll den through a kind of concealed hole in the surface. I managed to escape unscathed, but we're pretty off track from the keep. And this leads me to the second thing we got wrong, which was most of our travel has been on the plains. It's kind of like wide open areas, which, if we consult the rules for traveling, plains give a plus 20% bonus to our orientation roll, so I shouldn't have got lost as many times as I did. So we should probably actually be more on track. So we were trying to head over from the ruins, the ruin of Ashmar, over to, I believe it was the Keep of Dodrak we were trying to get to. So we're like way off track. So that's something to remember going forward. And the third thing I got wrong was to do with fatigue. So the yes. So I've been traveling on horseback, which means I don't take fatigue on plains or in forest. But this hex immediately north of where we started, the Tower of the Moon, which I traveled through, that is not plains or forest, that is downs. We can tell by the kind of rolling hills icon. And that does give you a point of fatigue, even when you're on a horse. So I should have taken a point of fatigue there. So that's three things that were wrong. Missing fatigue from the downs, missing the bonus to orientation due to traveling on plains, and thirdly, forgetting about this effect that we got here. But I'm not going to like retcon anything or adjust anything. I'll just try to remember the correct rules going forward, and hopefully I won't get it too wrong going forward. Also, last time we got to try out the dungeon exploration rules, both with a dungeon, the ruined temple that had the Skullcrin and the farmer's daughter in, and a kind of natural dungeon, the caves of the ice trolls. And these are both pretty fun. So the way it works is we've got all these like random tables and things on either side and below our map, and we just kind of roll for what we encounter and like how many doors there are and so on. And there's a pretty high chance, like a 1 in 6 chance per room, that we found the destination, so the boss room, or in this case where we kind of fell into the middle of the dungeon, the exit. So it tends to generate like small dungeons, but it was quite nice to use. I've copied a few more of these like dungeon sheets, as no doubt there'll be more that we enter. But that is it. That's I think we're in a good position to get started. So we finished day 3 last session, so I've checked off 3 days from the calendar, and it is time to begin a new day. So let's find the flowcharts. Okay, so let's also reset all these tokens. Let's see, are these numbers up to date? My melee value, yep, 52, 23. Yep, that's all correct. So I have taken a bit of a beating. I'm down to 28 hit points. Those Skullcrin were pretty tough, and first aid rolls, it turns out, are pretty hard to hit when you've only got a 60% chance of success. So I might look for a way to maybe boost my first aid, or find some other means of healing. I am only 2 experience points away from being able to improve an attribute, which will then improve all the related skills. So I might increase intelligence, which should be a boost to first aid and also orientation, amongst other things. Right, so it's a new day. We need to check the weather. So yesterday it was no effects, which covers a few different sorts of things. Let's see what we have today. So I'm going to roll a d10. And we got a 3. It is clear. That's nice. We get a 10% bonus to our orientation rolls and a 10% bonus to our camp roll when we do that at the end of the day. We don't have any conditions checked, and none of our allies have conditions because all of our allies are dead. The ice sphere is still 1. That goes up every 10 days. So when we check off day 10, we'll move up to ice sphere 2. And now we have the next quarter of the day. So where do we want to go? I think kind of tempted to head over to... I wonder if visiting the Tower of Ashimar might be interesting. I think it says that the wise live in towers. Let's go check our map description. What happens in towers? Yeah, strongholds of the wise. These nearly impregnable refuges may offer guidance and temporary aid, enhancing your abilities. So it's not really off the off the route. So we could maybe head kind of northwards and then swing to the west into the Tower of Ashimar and then continue on like northeast to the Tower of Koroth. And so, I mean, we need to get to the Tower of Doom, so maybe a route kind of like around here and then here. Then like due north and like around here, avoiding that evil keep and like maybe through the mountains. Like maybe that sort of route might work. But we'll see. I think I will start by heading towards the Tower of Ashimar, especially now that I'm keeping in mind the actual thing I should be rolling to get there. So let's turn to our travel procedure. I'm sure this will become second nature at some point, but there's a lot to it. So I think we want to enter the Tower of Ashimar kind of from this hex here, as we'll be able to kind of skip over the mountain and get to the tower. Whereas if we enter it from... Actually, I guess we could do it here, because you can move 3 hex if you start on plane. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, so we can enter from this hex here. So that's a bit better as that's closer. So I think we want to go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So let's try it. We can move that distance. We're starting on plains. We have a horse. None of these hexes are already explored, so we're going to start with an orientation skill roll, and we have a plus 30% to this because it is clear weather and we're starting on the plains. The orientation skill is 61, so I want to roll 91 or under, which is a pretty good chance. That is an 8. That's definitely 91 or under. I kind of wish it would have been a 5, because if it had been a 5 or under, we'd have been able to improve the skill, but at least moving in the right direction is good. So we've moved into a hex. We don't take any fatigue. And next we need to roll to see if there is an encounter. So there isn't a Doomdark encounter, as the ice sphere is still 1. The forces of evil are not quite as abroad as they could be, and it isn't a special site, so we just need to roll a d6 to see if there is some encounter here, and if there's a 1 or a 2, something happens. That is a 1. So I need to find my events table. Which is here, and we're on the plains, so I'm rolling a d66, that is 2 different colored d6s, reading the black die as the 10s and the yellow as the units. So that is a 16 on the plains, which is event number 9, and I love that this table is hyperlinked. It's so easy. Okay. Family crying. As you travel, you come across a family by the side of the road, their faces streaked with tears. The atmosphere is heavy with grief, and their quiet sobs are carried by the wind. Do you approach to find out what's happening? Aye. I think probably yes. I mean, Morkin is not a very charismatic guy. That is my dump stat. But maybe he should redeem himself, and I've already helped out one lost person by the road. So yeah, let's go see what's going on. Oh, kidnapped child. Um, this is very similar to the event I had in the temple at the ruins of Ashimar. The youngest son has been taken by an ice troll. The child is 1 hex away. Do I want to help? I feel kind of bad approaching a grieving family saying, "Hey, what's wrong?" Then when they say, "Oh, a troll took my son," I'm like, "Sorry, you're on your own." That's a bit harsh. Okay, so I just roll a d6 to determine which direction the hex is in. So there is a bit of a chance that we're going in the right direction still. And then there's no event or anything, no dungeon. I just have to fight and kill an ice troll. Oh, but I do have to come back, I suppose. So this would use up my travel. What would Morkin do? How tough is an ice troll actually? I need more than 3 copies of this this PDF open. Let's look at an ice troll. What are they like? 35 hit points. They're pretty tough. I'll do it. I'll try helping this grieving family and rescue their kidnapped child. So I need to roll a d6 to determine which direction the child is in. So a 1 or a 6 would be ideal, as that's kind of... I guess it really doesn't matter whether it's taking us in the direction of the Tower of Ashimar or not. It's a 3. It is southeast, so... Okay, so it doesn't say automatically travel, so I guess I'm making an orientation skill check to get there. So let's just note that we have... I'll put an indicator that we have a child here. We're still in the first quarter of the day, which I should have marked as travel, and we can travel up to 3 hexes in this quarter, as we started in a plains hex, so we can go there and come back all in the same portion of the day. So let's try this. Need to roll equal or under 91 on the orientation check. So 62. Okay, we move into the mountains of Dodrak, and by looking around, we find a frightened looking child being dragged off by an ice troll. Clear footprints, it says. Maybe we see a cave not too far away with what would an ice troll have outside their cave? Maybe like the rotting corpse of some animal that it's previously killed and mostly eaten, and the child is being dragged away to face the same fate. So we need to turn to our combat sheet, and let's fill this in with the details of an ice troll. We see the child's face fill with hope as we approach, but hopefully we're not totally inept and can save it. What font did I use? That's Noto Sans size 24. Doesn't look quite the same. Oh, that's 48. Okay. I have an ice troll. It has 35 hit points, which is more than us. Although it's less than us at max. Morkin is a pretty beefy guy. I suppose you kind of need to be in a solo game. It's got a very good melee stat, so it has a pretty good chance of hitting us. Its defense is 30, so we don't have a great chance of hitting it. So we need to roll 31 to 52 to actually hit it in a fight, which is rough. It doesn't have any bonus from its gear, and its perception is 50. So let's go to our combat rules, and I am going to open another copy of this PDF. Okay, combat. An opposed perception check to determine who goes first, so I will roll for Morkin first. With my, we each have 50 perception, so kind of it's 50-50 odds who goes first. Really, I could just flip a coin, but I'll roll for it properly, I suppose. I got a 50 exactly, so that is a success. The troll got a 74, so the troll failed the perception roll, which means I'm able to get close enough to seize the initiative in combat. I'm going to get a bonus in this first attack. Sadly, it wasn't a critical success, so it's only a +10 bonus. But, you know, better than nothing. So combat is just going to be alternating me hitting the troll and the troll hitting me, as I don't have any companions at the moment, as the Lord of Shadows died a horrible death, killed by evil dwarves a couple of days ago. But yeah, so I kind of felt in combat previously, so the way it works, you have 10 points to kind of spend on actions, and each action costs various amounts of points. I kind of felt that because the chance of hitting is so low, kind of by default, really the best approach is to alternate aiming, which costs 7 of your 10 action points and doesn't leave enough to make an attack, and then so alternate aiming and attacking, and each of them need more than half your action points, so you can't aim and attack in a single round. So it's a little unfortunate because the enemy will be attacking every single round. So I'm attacking half the speed of the enemy, but the chance of hitting is very low. Yep, I guess I'll go for that. So I'm going first because I won the initiative. I do have a +10 bonus to my next melee skill check. That will carry over with the aiming. So yes, so I spend my turn aiming, which means I don't make an attack, but next round, the next attack I make will ignore the troll's defense value, which is good because it has a defense value of 30, which is pretty high. So the troll instead, well, the troll when it acts is going to attack me. It has a 60 in melee. My defense value is 23, so it will hit me if it rolls a 24 to a 60. So it has a decent chance. So let's see. That is... oh, those are 2 D10. Didn't. Here we go. A D10 and a D100. That is a 92. The troll missed. That's fortunate. So my turn comes around. I can attack, ignoring its armor. I could make a desperate attack, which would deal additional damage, but it makes it more likely to hit me next round. But I think it's worth it. So I'll make a desperate attack. So I've got the +10 bonus from winning initiative, and I'm ignoring its armor value. So I need to roll a 62 or less, which is still not great, but it'll do. I've heard or read somewhere, I'm sure, that what we perceive as, I probably mentioned this last time as well, but what we perceive as fair odds is kind of about a 66% chance of success. Below that, we over-focus on failures and don't perceive it as fair. But I know the actual number here, so I know exactly how fair it is, and I still feel bad about it. That's an 89. That is a complete miss. I've wasted my +10% bonus from winning initiative, and it now gets to attack me, ignoring my defense value because I made a desperate attack. It missed as well. This could be a very boring combat. I'm going to aim, which means the troll gets to act again. Wow. Oh, that's a 68, not a 98, so it's getting a little bit closer, but still not great. I'm going to make another desperate attack, I think. So I don't have a bonus this time, so I just want to roll 52 or less, which is an 87. It's just me and a troll standing in a field, fists flying, completely missing every single time. Is this D100 weighted? Jeez, the number of 90s and 80s. I spend a turn aiming, the troll acts again. That's a 45. The troll hits me. And let's have a look at the troll's stats. It deals a d6 plus 2, which is a pretty tough hit. So I do have one absorption value from my gear, so it's only dealing a d6 plus 1. That's still pretty tough. That's a 6, so I take 7 points of damage. And now I try to hit the troll. With a 91, I miss the troll. The troll misses me. I aim. Oops. The troll critically hits me. That is 8 hit points of damage. Yeah, I guess it is. Maybe aiming isn't actually that useful against the troll. Yes, I'll just try to hit it this time. That's a 55, which is above my melee value, so that is a miss. And I think if the troll hits me again, I'm just going to have to try to retreat because I'm running pretty low on hit points. I'll just abandon this child to be eaten, I guess. 53, the troll hits me. It's not a crit though. For 6 damage. Yes, I'm just gonna try to run. So, running. Sure there's something about fleeing combat. Where is it? Fleeing, here we go. Need to pass a defense skill check. If I succeed, the opponent gets 1 free attack. That's pretty rough. Okay, but it is my turn now because the troll just acted, so I have a 40... It's either 46 or 47 defense skill. 46. So, not good. That's an 81. I did not succeed, so it is the troll's turn again. As a 75, it missed, so I'm just going to keep trying to flee, I think. Nope. I've not hit the troll or succeeded on any roll in this combat at all. That's a success. For 5 damage. Might be about to have my first game over in Morkin. I succeeded on my defense roll. Okay, so I'm able to get away, but the troll gets 1 free attack. Which it's definitely succeeded on. I am dead unless I roll a 1 on a d6. I rolled a 1 on a d6. Okay, I escape with 1 hit point. Yes, sorry, child, I'm abandoning you to be eaten. Okay, let's make an orientation skill roll to kind of move out of this hex back onto the plains. So I am on the mountains, so I'm not getting the plains bonus. So I just have the bonus from clear weather. So I have a 71% chance of success here. And I rolled a 72. Okay, so I go off in some random direction. Let's get the getting lost table. So I was trying to head, back where I came here. I've rolled a 4, so I actually stay in this hex. Which I think means I still need to check for an encounter. Nope, encounters and events. When you enter a new hexagon. I've not entered a new hexagon, so I guess I don't have an encounter. I just kind of waste the rest of the morning lost in the mountains. Okay, I'm definitely going to try to heal myself up. I've not succeeded. I don't think I've succeeded on a first aid roll so far, but that's what I'm going to spend the next quarter of the day doing, is resting. So let's check that off. I'll just ignore the crunching of child bones off in the distance. We're now in the afternoon. Yes, so you can dedicate a quarter of the day to rest. I don't have any fatigue at the moment, but I can attempt a first aid roll. But I do have a 1 in 10 chance of being interrupted, so let's roll for that. 2, not interrupted. Okay, let's... Oh, hang on, I got a revitalizing draft. Is that... What does that do? There's a potion, I believe. I think I have a list of potions somewhere. Here we go. Oh. Eliminates fatigue. Not actually useful here. I'd prefer like a Waters of Life potion or a regenerative potion, I suppose. But yeah, okay. So I have a 60% chance of being able to recover some hit points. 84, man. Okay. Oh, that's a bandage wasted. Where is the nearest place to rest? I don't really want to head like back to the keep of Dodrak. I feel I want to press on to the Tower of Ashimar. Maybe I can rest there. So yeah, I'm gonna try that in the afternoon. I'll try to press on, but as it's as I'm setting off in a mountain. Okay, I can move. I can't move 2 hexes because I've dropped below 10 hit points, which means I have lost my horse. It fell in the battle, so there's no way to actually note that I don't have a horse, so I'll just put it on here. I am unhorsed, which means I'm moving more slowly and taking more fatigue. And horses are very expensive, so I'll probably be stuck like this for a while, as 20 charisma means that everyone hates me and charges me the maximum price on things, and a horse costs a lot more than 18 silver coins. But yes, let's try to get off this mountain at least. I'll try to head northwest. This is a hex that I've already explored, so it should be reasonably safe. It's a 60, so I do successfully move. I get fatigue, so mountains, traveling on foot, Oh no, I left mountains. So the new terrain is plains, so I only get 1 fatigue, which goes here. Yeah, every hex crawling game has to kind of decide whether things happen when you leave a hex or enter a hex, and there's always going to be slightly funny edge cases like this, like leaving a mountain is easier than entering a mountain. But I am grateful in this case. Okay, I have... Okay, when you enter a new hex, and even if you have explored it before, you need to determine the following. There's no Doomdark encounter, but I'm not at a special site or a regular site, so I have to roll an event. And that's even if I have explored it before. Okay. That's a 4. No event this time. I suppose the grieving parents have moved on. They saw me coming from the mountains covered in my own blood and just assumed the worst. But that's all we can do in this this quarter of the day because we can only move 1 hex starting in the mountains. So it is now night and we definitely need to camp. We do get a bonus to camping because of the clear weather today. Yep, that's the only bonus, a plus 10% chance because of the weather. This will recover some hit points. That's nice. Unless I fail, which there's a... What is my camping skill? 50. So I've got a 60% chance of successfully camping. Yep, that's an 11. That's a success. Sadly, not a critical success, but it means I recover d6 plus 2 hit points, 4 hit points, and 6 fatigue. I wish those rolls had been the other way around. That's my hit points. Got 5 hit points. 5 whole hit points. I've got to cross off a ration. Thankfully, we've got plenty of food at least. And then cross off a day. Not a very successful day. Let's add this to the diary. What did I do? I travelled in the morning and got beaten up. The Tower of... Which one was it? It was this one up here, the Tower of Ashimar. Not grieving parents, grieving parents. There we go. Yeah, I should have just abandoned that family. Should have been like, a troll took your son. Sorry. Make another one. I've got the world to save. I can't stop for 1 child. In fact, it was helping another lost child that caused the Lord of Shadows to die. So really the lesson from this campaign so far is if a child has been taken by some like horrible monsters, just leave it. The child is gone. Right, so we're now on day 4. So let's I'm pretty sure I'm just going to travel again in the morning. We need to determine the weather. That is a 6. No effect. It's okay. So we're setting off in planes. I don't have a horse, so that means I can only move 2 hexes, I think. Let's see. Yes, 2 hexes. And I will take fatigue. So that's going to be a bummer. I don't actually know what happens when I hit max fatigue, so I'll have to look that up when it happens, because it is going to happen. But yeah, let's try moving northwest, then north. I'm on the plane, so I still have the plus 20 modifier, so I have a 81% chance on this. That's a 27, so I've moved here. Let's see if we encounter anything. Yes, a 1, that is an encounter. And we're going to have encounter 22, or event 22, which is actually event 16. A biting Morkin. Without warning, you hear a high-pitched buzzing growing louder around you. Suddenly, you find yourself surrounded by n+1 Morkin. Now, n refers to the number of characters in your party, so I'm surrounded by 2 Morkin, bloodthirsty insects, drawn by the scent of my blood, which I am covered with at the moment. Their sharp, needle-like proboscises glisten as they circle and prepare to strike, so I guess these are the Morkin equivalent of Sturges. But I now have a combat encounter with Morkin, so there is actually a chance I will be killed by insects after barely escaping a troll. Alright, let's find the Morkin stats. Okay, they're not that tough, but I am very weak. I only have 10 hit points, but there's 2 of them and I only have 5 hit points. Alright, so we make the perception roll to see who gets to act first. I will roll for Morkin first. That is a 24. And now for the Morkin, so their perception is a 30 to them. Less likely to succeed. That is a 7. They succeeded so good. The Morkin get to act first, which gives them a bonus to the combat. Yes, the defense value is half of the defense stats. Yeah, let's see. So they get a plus 10 bonus, but it's only to the next one, so only the first Morkin is going to get a bonus, but that might be enough to finish me off. We'll see. Well, it's just gonna... They're both just gonna attack me. So the first Morkin, it has a 55 melee because of the bonus. Oh, they had 2 different attacks, didn't they? So I'll roll a d6 to determine what attack it does. That is a 5. Okay, that's a 2. It crit succeeds. The Morkin lands a precise bite, drawing a significant amount of blood. The attack deals 4 HP damage, and the Morkin heals for 4 HP. Okay, so these things heal when they hurt you. I'm down to 1 hit point. I am going to be killed by insects. Right now for the second Morkin. This only has a 45% chance of success because the bonus is used up. It's doing attack 5 again, and it misses. Okay, I do not have the luxury of aiming. I just have to attack as quickly as I can. So just a regular attack. That's a 20, which is a failure because that's equal to its defense value. So I missed. Now for the Morkin again. That is attack number 6. Blood drain, d6 damage. Did it hit? It did not hit. It rolled a 20, which is below my defense value. Now for the second one. That is a 51. That's a failure. I attack again. 66. Nope. Morkin. The 14. That's a miss. Morkin 2. I could flee. That might be the better part of Valor. That's 23, which misses as well. Hmm. So I was looking at the map, wondering like where I could get healing. Like, if the Tower of Ashima can't heal me, then I'm pretty much stuck. But yeah, maybe trying to flee and get to the tower and hope that I can be healed there is the best option. So let's try that defense roll. That's a success on the defense roll. Now let's see. It mentions a free attack. Do they all get a free attack? No, your opponent gets one free attack, so I guess the next enemy to act. So just one Morkin gets an attack. I could still die. That's a 38. That's a hit. I'm afraid Morkin. Okay, d6 minus 2, minimum 1, and I have 1 point of armor. So if it deals 2 points of damage, I'm dead. That's a 6, which is a 4, which is 3 damage, and Morkin is dead. Okay, well, let's see what it says about when you die. Is there like a cool event I read out? Or does it just... Oh, here's an example. Morkin is engaged in combat with 2 Moskrin. That just happened to me. Okay. If any combatant, including Morkin, has their health point reduced to 0, they die. It's as simple as that. If Morkin dies, let's hope that Luxor the Moon Prince, his father, can lead the free armies with the help of the Fae to defeat Doomdark. But that is a story not told in this game. I don't even get some cool, like, read aloud text. Just having a look at these things again to see if there's anything I could usefully have done. Yeah, so first aid check costs 5 action points, and an attack is 6 action points. So you can't heal yourself and attack in the same go. Similarly, dodging and defending, those have to happen instead of attacking. So it's pretty rough if you only have one person. Okay. Right, Morkin is dead. So that is game over. But I think I have a better hang of the mechanics now. So I think I'm going to give it another shot, and hopefully I'll do better this time. Let's just reset everything, make a new character. Or, well, remake Morkin as it's always Morkin. A save feature, that would be interesting. You kind of wake up at the last the last settlement you visited or something. Okay, let's clear all the board. And well, okay, let's note down I died. And this was in the morning. What are they called? Moskrin. I'm sure there's a K in there somewhere. Yeah. Moskrin. Okay. That was game number 1. Oh, the font size applies to the whole text box. That's annoying. Okay. Let's move this over here, I guess. Yes, 2 mosquitoes. I mean, they sound more like sturges, I guess. Maybe they couldn't use the it wouldn't surprise me if Sturge was copyrighted. But yeah, 6 inches in length, the wingspan of 1 foot. It has an icy blue exoskeleton and frost patterned wings, providing excellent camouflage. It uses a toothed proboscis to feed on the blood of warm-blooded prey. Yep. Okay, let's jump back to character creation. I was very close to leveling up as well, which is sad. Okay, right. So, strength, dexterity, intelligence, and charisma. And strength goes into melee. So I did feel that I wasn't hitting things very often in fights. So maybe I want my strength to be the 50 rather than intelligence. But I'd also want intelligence to be high because it's used for orientation. So charisma, I'm not sure about really. Like, so if we look at the prices of things in the appendix, find that equipment tables. So like 30 charisma is the point at which you get the kind of medium price. So 30 does kind of feel like the sweet spot for charisma. You get more money and things are cheaper. But do I really want something else to be 20? Yeah, I think I want 30 charisma. Be nice to like start with more stuff, maybe get some better gear. I don't want intelligence or strength to be a 20. They're both very important. So that means maybe dex is going to be the 20. What does that affect? Hmm. I guess the worst thing it affects is defense. Yeah. So I suppose if I had, I don't know. Oops. Yeah, I mean, if I had like 50 strength and 20 dex, that would be 35 defense, which I could then boost because you get some extra points to put into stats. Yeah, let's try going for this and see what it's like. So, fill out all these. Um, I'll never be a fisherman, I suppose, but I can deal with that. Great, I think those are all Correct. So I've got those. So I'm definitely more combat focused, or at least like force of arms focused. I guess this time, and a bit more likable. Okay, then I have the skills. So I filled out all the base values for the skills, and now I have an additional 50 points that I can distribute. So I think I want to boost defense up. Let's put that up to 45, and yeah, I'm not gonna break this down to smaller units than tens. Um, I don't feel like adding 5 points here and there is really worth it. Let's add there. Camping, I think I want to boost because you do that all the time. Maybe first aid. That was 40. How many points is it? It's 50 points. So I have 10 more points. Yeah, melee. Let's put that up to a 60. Okay, and then I get to choose a specialization. So last time I was a medic, which increased my first aid by 10 and gave me some bandages to start with. So I could do that again. Then my first aid would be 60, which is pretty good, and I would have some bandages. I mean, I could really go in all in on melee and on fighting rather than get either weapon master or shield master, which could be good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for one of those. They both seem pretty good. I'll just um roll to determine if I get a 1 to 3, it's a weapon master. If I get a 4 to 6, it's a shield master. It's a shield master. Okay, so that's going to be a bonus of 10 to my defense. Okay, and then we get the finishing touch. So we have 50 health. Defense value is half the defense skill rounded down. So my defense skill is now 55. That's going to be a 27, slightly better than last time. Fatigue is strength over 5, so that's 10. You don't have any bandages. Have 5 rations. No lockpicks. And 15 silver coins. Then we get equipment, and I did this slightly wrong last time. You get an additional 40 silver coins to purchase your starting equipment. I misread that as you get 40 coins full stop to buy your starting equipment. So this character can actually spend 55 silver coins on starting equipment. It's just that I can't keep more than 15 of those coins. Like the 40 bonus ones will go away. So let's go to the equipment tables. And if I have 55, let's see what would be good. I mean, obviously I want a weapon and some sort of armor, and I get the middle tier prices, which is nice. I think I want leather armor. Like I could afford a helmet or a shield, but those provide the same defense as leather armor while being way more expensive. So leather armor, I'll get that. So leather armor with an absorption value of 1, which is 10 coins used. I could get a two-handed weapon which would deal slightly more damage. Wouldn't have much money left after that. That would be all of my 40 bonus coins. So I'd have just 15 left for other stuff. But what other stuff might I want? I don't have any bandages, so I'll definitely want to buy some bandages at least. And a Waters of Life potion is actually only 8 coins, so that would be nice as well. Okay, so Waters of Life potion and bandages, that would come to 10, so I would then have 5 left if I was to get a two-handed weapon. Yeah, let's get a two-handed sword, so we get the +1 damage bonus. So that's 15 coins left. We'll then pick up we'll pick up 5 bandages. A Waters of Life potion. And we have 5 left in case there's anything super useful. Let's see. Probably don't want a fishing rod. I'm pretty bad at fishing. I think I'll just keep the remaining 5 coins. Because there are some things that will be nice to have, but that I can't afford. Like a Fogstone could be nice, lets you retreat safely from combat without getting a free attack on you. A compass or camping gear could be nice. I suppose alternatively, I could possibly pick up another set of bandages and one more ration. I do only have 5 days of food. Nah, this is probably fine. So yes, we'll have that, and yes, nothing needs filling in for encumbrance. Right, so that's character creation. Let's go over to start. And are we at the right point on the map? Yes, we are. Let's get all the fatigue and stuff right this time. Okay. You begin your journey towards the Tower of Doom with the goal of destroying the Ice Crown, the source of Doomdark's power. You're alone, with no army to support you. However, thanks to your half-human, half-fey nature, you can endure the extreme cold emanating from the Ice Crown. As Doomdark's armies march south to conquer Midnight, all hope rests on your shoulders. For the second time. You know the direction you must travel, north. The journey will be perilous, and there is no certainty of your return. You start at the Tower of the Moon. Locating the Forest of Shadows, refer to the map. Yep. It's a hex map. Yep. Determine the weather. Let's go over to our little weather checkbox. It is a 1, same as yesterday. So reroll that. 8, no effects. We're at the special site, so let's go find the special sites table. Tower of the Moon. You find yourself within the ancient Tower of the Moon, deep in the Forest of Shadows, where the Council of the Wise has gathered in a final stand against Doomdark. With you are Luxor the Moon Prince, Rothron the Wise, and Korleth the Fae. Their mission is to rally the armies and defend the lands from Doomdark's advancing forces. Your path, however, is different. As one untouched by the Ice Sphere, you are tasked with journeying north alone to find and destroy the Ice Crown, the source of Doomdark's power and Midnight's eternal winter. The fate of the realm now rests on your shoulders. And it suggests what I do first is seek, and then go and journey from there. Yeah. Okay, so seek, we'd roll on the seek table. So it makes sense. Last time I got a bonus to speed, which I forgot about, but it would be nice to get a similar bonus. So let's go consult the seek tables. We are in a tower. So what happens is we get an 8. So to start a new journal text box, actually, let's put this one up here, and I'll put another one here. Okay, we've got an 8. What is number 8? Voice calls. Looking for the Lake Mirror, you must seek the plains of Glorim. You gain shelter mastery for the remainder of this day, and the entirety of the following day add +10 to your camp skill. That is good because my camp skill is less good now. So I'm going to put this here, and I'll just make this bigger. And hopefully I will remember this. Actually looks like all the tower things are telling you to go and seek things. Makes sense. Where are the plains of Glorim? Got the plains of blood, Ashimar, Ogrim, Glorim with Lake Mirror. Okay, so these probably all point to like numbered locations. So I could go straight to point number 2 and meet the Lord of Shadows again and recruit him, because what exactly did he give me? He gave me a slight bonus to melee, defense, damage, and perception, and foraging. I don't really care about foraging, but actually, yeah, they all give pretty similar bonuses. Farflame, the Dragon Lord, is really the standout. But yeah, I could go find the Lord of Shadows again, pick him up. But I'm kind of wondering, maybe I want to like swing east this time. Like, what's at the Keep of Blood? I could go pick up Lord of Shadows and then go around to the Keep of Blood. Maybe even check out the 2 places here and then head north. That would work. Yeah, let's try that. So I'm going to go to number 2, then over to 3, then kind of loop around south a bit, like 4, 5, and then head north. I'll probably check it at the village of Core just to see what's going on over here. But that sounds good. Okay, let's go to the travel procedure, as that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon. And I'm at a site, so this counts as planes to set off, so I will get the plus 20% orientation modifier. And I can move 3 hexes because I am on horseback. So my orientation now is 50, so I have a target of 70, as it's not clear. It's just, yeah, it's just like normal, boring, no effects weather. Okay. Let's try moving. I'm going to try going like north, then north, then northwest. It's a 36. The new terrain is downs, so I get 1 fatigue. There's no Doomdark encounter, and there's no other encounter. So I just keep on moving. That's an 18, that's a success again, so I've moved into forest. There's no fatigue for moving into a forest on horseback. No encounter. So I go northwest. That's a success as well. Oh, I don't need to roll for an encounter because there's a special thing there. Here we go. Okay, I'm at a special site, so I consult the special sites table. I mean, I know what it's going to be because I've done this once before. It is the Forest of Shadows, home of the Lord of Shadows. Here I meet the Lord of Shadows, a loyal ally to the Fae, eager to assist me. He doesn't have a horse, so he travels by foot. Let's note down that. Don't know why I capitalized north there. That's not a proper noun. Okay, but I can now try to recruit him in the evening slots. So I'm going to do that. And I believe that's just a d6. And I want to get, yeah, above a 1. So I have a pretty good chance of recruiting him. 1. No, I didn't recruit him. But he refused to join me. He's too frightened. Okay. But now I'm going to camp, and I have my plus 10 modifier to my camp roll, which is normally a 40, so it's now a 50-50 chance. That's a 70. I have failed the camp roll, which means I must roll on the camping trouble table. That's 6. The area where you camped is very wet and windy, preventing you from making a fire and leaving you to enjoy the damp and cold. Add 3 fatigue. Right, let's move on to day 2. So we failed to recruit the Lord of Shadows. He is just gone forever. We can't try to recruit him again. Oh, to determine the weather as well. Also check off a day and a ration. Okay, the weather. 4. Which is no effect. Okay. Right. Okay, I guess I'll head east to the Keep of Blood. So I'm starting southeast. How far can I travel in a forest? 3 hexes. Okay. And it's a forest, so I don't get any like bonuses. It's just a straight orientation roll of 50%. That's a success. Nothing happens. Then I'll try to move northeast. That's a failure, and I got a 1. So, I actually moved due north. And nothing happens. So let's try moving northeast. Am I getting fatigue? No, because I'm on horseback. That's a failure as well. And I'm now moving due north. Okay, I have spent a quarter of the day traveling in the wrong direction, pretty much. Maybe fate is telling me to go north. I don't know. I'm going to keep trying to get to the Keep of Blood. I want to see what's there. So I'm going to try to go southeast now. So I'm traveling for the afternoon. Let's mark that on my little day tracker. And try to go southeast. That's a critical success. And I get an encounter. But first I get to increase this skill by 1. All the wandering confused in the forest has helped. Let's go to my encounter table. Then roll for that. So we're in the forest. Not encounters. Is it encounters or is it events? It's events, isn't it? What's the table called? Yeah, events table. Here it is. That's a 64 in the forest. It's event 74. The forest protects you. As you venture deeper into the forest, you feel a profound sense of connection to the land around you. Being half Fey, this place resonates with something deep within your soul. The whisper of the wind through the trees feels like a gentle greeting, and the rustling leaves seem to echo with a language only you can understand. While you remain within this forest, I am about to leave it. Hang on. Did I just... Yeah, that was moving southeast. I looked at the wrong event. I should have looked at Plains event. Let's forget everything you just saw. We're actually doing event 133 instead. Refugees, which is much less nice. You encounter a group of refugees fleeing the war, their faces weary and their clothes tattered from their arduous journey. They are heading south, away from the advancing armies, and they warn you with solemn voices that Doomdark's troops are massing to the north. You're heading straight into danger, one of them cautions, their eyes filled with worry. Among the refugees is a merchant willing to sell me 5 rations for 10 silver coins. I don't believe I have enough. Nope, I can't buy his rations. Okay. Let's continue to the northeast. So I want to try to moving 2 more hexes northeast. That's a success and no event. And that's a failure. And I think that the 4 is to stay in the same place. Yep. No event. Okay. Let's note down the happenings of the afternoon. And I guess I'll continue traveling in the evening as well. Oops. These numbers are all wrong now. Let's update these. 50 hit points. My melee is 60. Defense value is 27. Gear is 1 again. First aid is 50. And perception is 40. Okay. Right, I'm going to try going northeast, northeast, southeast. I won't be able to explore this site today as it will be night, but I could maybe do that first thing in the morning, which could be interesting. But yes, northeast. That's a success and no event. That's a success with an event. So the event is going to be Plains event number 45. An ice troll going home. While traveling through the wilderness, you spot an ice troll moving quickly along a narrow path. Judging by its pace and direction, it appears to be heading home. The creature seems unaware of your presence, allowing you the chance to avoid a confrontation. I can either fight the troll or not fight. I'm not going to fight the... Why would I choose to fight the troll? Presumably it is heading home to its maybe it lives in this mountain due south of me. But yes, I say live and let live. If the troll doesn't care about me, I don't care about the troll. So now we try to move southeast for our last move of the quarter, and then it'll be time to set up camp. That's a 42. That is a success and no encounter. So we make it to this lith, this ancient like standing stone circle thing, but we don't have time to check it out today because it is now night. And I need to make camp because not sleeping is bad for you. A lesson I wish I could take to heart in reality. And now let's try to make camp. So it's day 2, so I still have this shelter mastery, so I still have this +10 bonus to my camp skill, which is normally a 40, so I have a 50-50 chance of being able to camp successfully. And let's just have a look at this. Did I get any fatigue that I've forgotten about? No, because it's all plains and forest, and I'm traveling on horseback. That's a 72. I failed to make camp. So let's see what happens. 9. The area where you camped has been windy and freezing all night. You've not been able to rest. Gain 4 fatigue. So I'm now up to 8 fatigue. I don't have this anymore. Let's note that down that I had another terrible night's sleep. Yeah, unnaturally windy. That's the excuse I'm going with. There's no way that Morkin, cool outdoorsman, could possibly fail to set up a camp. Clearly, it was something to do with the stone circle, which I think I'm going to investigate. So, to check off another day, reset all of our tokens, and mark off a ration. And yes, I think the first thing I'm going to do is seek. I want to know what is going on at the stone circle. I didn't visit one in the last game, so it'll be cool to see what sort of events you get there. So let's go to the seek tables. Where is it? Here we go. Henge Lith. It is a Lith. 4. You have found the Cup of Dreams, which brings new welcome. Set the time to the morning of the same day. It's already morning, but I guess it's now the beginning of morning, so I kind of entered the see, it is a Lith, right? It's not a henge or something. Let's consult my map symbols. Yeah, it's a Lith. A henge is a very different symbol. Okay, so I went into the stone circle and experienced a kind of weird time loop, and it is now first thing in the morning again. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna continue towards the fort of the Keep of Blood. So I'm gonna try going southeast, 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 and then next quarter of the day I'll try to go northeast. 5. That is a critical success, and there's no encounter. So my orientation goes up to 52. That's very nice. Let's try continuing to the southeast. That's a 79. That is a failure. So 3 is staying the same place, I think. Let's check that. Yeah, 3 is staying the same place. Do I get an event? No. Okay, let's try moving southeast again. I'm in the plains. I get a plus 20 bonus. That would have still been a failure, though. But, okay. And that is a 6. And no event, so that's a success. Did I remember to determine the weather this morning? I know I did yesterday, but I don't know if I did today. Oh well. Partway through the day now, it doesn't really matter. It's too late. So for the afternoon, I think I'll continue because... Let's see, does anything special happen if you camp at a keep? Yes, if you're at a citadel, keep, or snowhall, or village, you do not need to roll for the camp skill check. You recover HP and set fatigue to 0. If you're in a village, there's a cost. It doesn't say that there's a cost in a keep, so it would be very nice to get to the Keep of Blood by nightfall. So I'm going to go southeast again. That's another critical success. With no encounter. And now let's try going northeast. 40. And there is an encounter. I am at a site, so I don't get an encounter actually. It just says you can perform the seek action during the next quarter if you choose to do so. I don't want to do that next quarter because next quarter is night. So I'm going to camp. I suppose I will seek first thing. Oh, hang on. It's a special site, isn't it? That's the whole reason I came here. So let's go to the special sites table. The tower. No. Was it a special site? It is. The Keep of Blood. That's it. Lord Blood resides here. He sounds a friendly sort. You may approach him, but he may prefer to fight Doomdark independently. When you roll a d6 to see if he joins you following the companion's rolls, he will only join you on a roll of 6. Okay. Well, I guess I'll talk to him in the morning and see if he will join me. But for now, I enjoy the hospitality of Lord Blood and set my fatigue back to 0 and cross off another day. When do they eat at the Keep of Blood? I love black pudding and that sort of thing. Okay. Right, so day 4. Let's start by determining the weather, and then I will go and have an audience with Lord Blood to see if I can persuade him to join me. 5. No effects. Okay, let's chat with Lord Blood. So that is a seek roll. And he's only going to join me. Sorry, an approach roll, rather. And he's only going to join me on a 6. Nope. I've rolled a 1 for both companions I've approached. Let's see what Lord Blood would have given us. Ah, +4 bonus to melee, that's pretty good. And a bonus of +10 to orientation. Ah, well. Okay, I kind of want to check out, like go via the Citadel of Shimmeril and the Village of Thrall, and then head north up towards the Tower of Doom. Or maybe hit the Village of Kor along the way, so like down to here, and then to here, and then what's the best way to the Village of Kor? Probably like this, I guess, and then figure it out from there. Okay, so we're departing from a site that counts as plains, so we get the plus 20 bonus to our orientation. It's also a site in the plains. So, oh, I could also seek. I could see what happens if I do something at the Keep of Blood. It isn't. It's another quarter of the day, but it's the first keep I visited. So sure, let's do that. Maybe I'll get some sort of bonus. So I have to roll on the seek tables. There's a citadel and keep option. That is an 8. You are given horses for the members of your group that are not mounted. There's no one else in my group. You can sell your items or purchase any equipment from the equipment tables. I suppose I am starting to get low on rations. I'll buy some more rations. Oh, and event 88. Doomdark's insignias. As with many villages, keeps, and citadels throughout midnight, you are rewarded for each Doomdark insignia you deliver rather. These insignias are a symbol of Doomdark's fallen soldiers or agents, and their collection signifies your efforts against the dark forces. For each insignia you hand over, you are given 5 silver coins as a reward. Okay, I don't have any insignias, but that's good to know. Right, let's look at the equipment tables. How much do rations cost? Yeah, 1 ration for 2 silver. I suppose I'll buy 2 rations. Running out of food would be bad. Stocked up on rations, and I guess I'm only starting to travel out in the evening then. So I want to go southeast 3 times. Uh, 51, that's a success, right? Because, yes, I now on 53. So that's a success. There is an event. So let's go to the events table. It is Plains event number 21. Which is event 27. An errant market caravan. While traveling, you encounter a bustling street market on the move. The merchants explain that they are part of a traveling market, buying and selling goods between villages, keeps, and citadels. Which makes sense, they're right next to a citadel. However, due to the increasing dangers in the region, they're currently fleeing southwards in search of safer lands. They're willing to trade with me, but I only have 1 coin left, so there's no point. So let's continue southeast. That's a 100, sadly. It is not a system where 0, 0 is 0, so that's a failure. And a 3, which is remain in the same hex. So just have to roll for an encounter. Nope, no new encounter, but I don't make any progress. And then for my 3rd move action of the quarter, southeast again. 41, that's a success, and there's no event. So let's note down that we traveled a bit. Was that its name? Shimmeril? There's only 1 M in Shimmeril. Okay. And let's try to make camp. So I don't have my bonus anymore, so it's only a 40% chance, which is not good. Nope, that's a 90. So what happens when we try to camp? 9. I think I got that last time. If I did, I'll re-roll it because I want. I mean, I suppose it can get the same thing multiple times. Yeah, 9 is windy and freezing. Let's do that again. 1. Oh, this is even worse. You're too noisy setting up your camp and attract the attention of a foe returning to its lair before nightfall. Roll on the encounters table. Okay, I should have gone with the 9. We're in the plain, so got a 9, an Ice Troll Chieftain. It could have been worse. 10 is a dragon. But okay, I've disturbed an Ice Troll Chieftain. Let's find that in the bestiary. The Ice Troll Chieftain is a towering, formidable leader of his kin, distinguished by his imposing size and regal presence. His skin is an even deeper shade of frosty blue, marked by battle scars and adorned with jagged ice formations. He wears a makeshift crown of ice and bone, signifying his dominance. With immense strength and commanding roar that resonates through the frozen wilderness, he leads his tribe with ruthless efficiency. Okay, let's see. So he has 70 melee and a 35 defense value. That's pretty tough. But I kind of want to give it a try. Let's try fighting the Ice Troll Chieftain. So let's just note down all his stats. 42 hit points. Oh, he also has 1 absorption value from his gear. So he's a pretty tough foe. And what's his perception? 50. So he's basically better than me in every way. Oh, a bit lower HP. But all right. Let's roll off for the perception. Morkin first. That's a 14. And then the Ice Troll Chieftain. That's a 38. I got lower, so I win. Normally, I don't like in a roll low system, lowest roll wins in a like opposed roll, because then that it means it doesn't really matter how much you succeed by. So normally I favor rolling high wins, but in this case it benefits me, so I'm going by what the rules say. So I won the initiative. Let's get the combat rules up. And this is one of the foes that has different attacks. Yes, it can do either a normal attack or a frozen club smash. Right, so I get a +10 bonus to my melee. And I do have a potion this time. So I've got my Waters of Life potion. So if things get really bad, I can heal myself up with that, which is good. But yes, let's... Let's just try doing standard attacks. Right, so my melee is 60 now. I have a two-handed sword, which is d6 plus 1. I want to roll a 36 to a 60, which that feels pretty good. Nope. I missed that. Now the troll attacks. 22. That misses my defense. Oh, I should have also rolled for what sort of thing it did, but that missed my defense value. I attack the troll with a 41. That hits. D6 plus 1 damage. 1, so that's 2 damage, but it absorbs 1, so it actually only takes 1 point of damage. Death by 42 paper cuts. The troll is going to attack me, so I'll roll for what sort of thing it does. 50. That is a hit. And I got 1, which is a normal attack, d6 plus 2 damage. Oh wow, that frozen club smash is pretty mean. Okay, d6 plus 2 damage. 6, of which I absorb 1. 5 damage. I shall attack the troll. 39. That's a success. 7 goes down to 6. Wow, Morkin's tough now. The troll attacks me. 34, that is a hit. It's doing a frozen club smash. Okay. Which is 6 damage. I need to double check the rules for fumbles because I can't remember what roll is actually a fumble. Like, is it just 100 or is it something else? Yeah, a fumble is just a roll of 100, which means I actually fumbled on a roll earlier. I forgot what it was, but I did fumble on something. Oh well. Yep, let's give it a shot then. I will aim and the troll hit me. That's a 100. The troll fumbles. Nice. On a fumble, the chieftain's heavy footsteps crack the ice beneath its feet, causing it to slip and fall. It lands heavily on its back, taking d6 damage and struggling to stand for the next round. Oh, that's wonderful. That's 5 points of damage just for falling over. And it misses its next attack. Okay, so then I attack. That is a hit. The aim, does the aim give extra damage? I think it does. Yes, an additional 3 damage. So I'm actually doing a d6 plus 4. Okay, that's 8 damage because of its armor. The troll is struggling to stand, so I think I probably just want to press the advantage and go for... yeah, let's aim again. Yes, okay, so I attack. The troll struggles up to its feet. I aim. The troll attacks again. That's a miss. I attack, and I have now aimed. That's a 20. For another 9 damage, or 8 actually. It's going way better than I expected. But now the troll attacks me. 61. Yep, that is a hit. And it's d6 plus 2 attack. Okay. I shall aim, so the troll attacks again. That's a miss. Sadly, not a fumble. And then I attack. 69. Nope. It's a miss. The troll attacks. And misses. I aim. The troll attacks. And hits. For 6 damage. Then I have aimed, so I attack. To hit, but it's only 1 point of damage. Slowly whittling it down. I could drink a potion, actually. A potion is only 2 action points. So I could drink a potion and aim at the same time. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so on my turn, I will start by drinking a potion, which I believe it was D10. Yeah, I think it was D10 hit points recovered. Okay, one hit point recovered. Great potion. And then I aim. And then the troll acts. Oh, was it +3? Let me go find that. Potions. Waters of Life. Nope, just D10. Oh, yes, +3 damage from the aim. Yes. Okay, so yes, I drank my potion, I aimed, the troll now gets to try to hit me. That's a miss. I hit the troll, I hope. 39, that hits. Okay. So the troll is down to 2 hit points. I think I can do this. I hope I can do this. It'd be embarrassing to get beaten to death by an enemy with 2 hit points. The troll hits me. That's a miss. I aim. The troll hits me again. That's also a miss. And then I hit the troll. And miss. Damn it. Okay. 48. The troll hits me for 1 damage. Or was it 2 damage? Let's consult. Yes, yeah, 2 damage. I will aim, so the troll attacks again. 68, that is just barely a hit, but it is a hit, sadly. And then I attack the troll. 100, that's a fumble. What happens to Morkin when he fumbles? I roll a d6 on the table of bad things. 5. How clumsy. You accidentally hurt yourself, taking d6 minus 2 damage. Okay. That's 1 point of damage, but I have 1 point of absorption value, so I don't actually take that. I just missed my turn, I guess. So the troll attacks. That is a miss. I will aim. So the troll goes again. And miss. And my attack. That's a 16. Which hits because I aimed. The troll is defeated. I get 4 whole experience points from that. And it has some loot. It has D10 silver coins. I'll take that because I have very little money. 8 silver coins. Perfect. Let's just note down that I killed it easily. But yes, that was instead of getting a good night's sleep. So I'm not actually fatigued because I got to rest. Yeah, was that the only consequence? Yeah, don't get any fatigue or anything. It was just the fight. Yes, easily. It was never in doubt. Okay, that's another day to cross off. Let's update my hit points over here. So I am down to just over half hit points. And before I continue my journey, I will just a short break to stretch my legs and refill my drink. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, let's get back to saving the world. So, crossed off a day, need to determine the weather. 6, no effect. Okay. Let's move my journal up. So, unless I'm killed by mosquitoes right now, this game is going better than the last one. So let's continue to the southeast towards the citadel of Shimmeril. And it's plains, and I'm traveling on horseback, so my orientation target is 73. No events and a success. That is a failure, and 5, I believe, would be south. Yeah. And there's no encounter. Okay, let's try going southeast. That is a success, and I could seek here to see what's going on at this keep, but actually I feel like just continuing towards the citadel in the afternoon. Yeah, I do wonder what's going to happen with the castles, because like if you go into them, it's game over. But like you can move around them, so there must be something that like when you get near them, maybe you can be like captured or something. I don't know. I feel there must be something, otherwise it just seems too easy to walk around the you lose places. Right, let's continue southeast towards the citadel of Shimmeril. That's a critical success. But there is an event. So we're going to get Plains event number 14. Yeah, that could be it, missing the orientation. Event 71, Strange Noises. As you walk along a quiet stretch of road, a strong smell of burning suddenly reaches you. The scent lingers in the air, accompanied by faint, strange noises coming from nearby. The sounds are subtle, but distinct enough to draw your attention. You must decide whether to investigate the sources of the noises or continue on your way. I'm kind of curious. Okay, let's go check it out. The hidden treasure. Oh, perfect. I see. They're very sneaky, making sure this one was on the like a couple of pages over. Actually, let me just check the physical book. Is that even on a different 2-page spread? Okay, let's see. Page 101. The PDF and the physical book are very slightly different. It's actually at the top of page. It's actually at the bottom of page 100. But yes, it is a separate page. So the game designer anticipated someone getting event 71 and wondering, ooh, I wonder what that is, and made sure to arrange the page so you couldn't just glance over the title and see it. Anyway, the hidden treasure. After deciding to investigate the source of the strange noises, you cautiously explore the side of the road. You search the area carefully, but after a while you find nothing unusual. You prepare to return to the path, slightly disappointed by the uneventful search. Just as you're about to leave, something catches your eye. Make a perception skill check. My perception is not great, right? Yes. Perception. Oh, it's int. It's not terrible, but still not that good. 40% chance of noticing. Nope, that is an 83. If you fail, the moment of distraction passes and you continue on your way, unaware of the hidden pouch beneath the soil, which would have been 5 silver coins. Okay, it's not a huge treasure, but it could have been something. Alright, let's continue southeast. I've got 2 more hexes I can move this quarter. 97, that is a failure, and a 6. I have gone south. No event, but I'm not going to reach the Citadel of Shimmeril this quarter. Let's try going northeast, because if I stray into the downs, I'll start to take fatigue. 56, which is a failure, and a 5, so I have gone south. So no event, but oh, hang on, no. 56 is a success because of the plus 20% as this is on the plains. Okay, so I've entered 1 hex away from the Citadel of Shimmeril, and that was the afternoon. So I guess evening I'll try to move into the Citadel because that will be better than camping. So let's try going southeast one more time. 74, that's definitely a failure, and it's a 3, so I stay in the same place. No event. Let's try going southeast again. 31, that is a success. Okay, I made it to the Citadel of Shimmeril. It's going to be the same thing. And it's a special place, so let's go look at the special place table. Citadel of Shimmeril. Lord Shimmeril was once here, but left to join Luxor the Moon Prince in the east. So nobody I can recruit here. That is unfortunate. But I can at least spend the night here, and I will automatically succeed the camping, which recovers fatigue and some hit points. Yes, I recovered 10 hit points and set my fatigue to 0. That's quite nice. My fatigue was already 0, but 10 hit points. Oops, that's good. So I spent the night in woke up feeling refreshed, ready to continue on to the northeast to the village of Thrall, I guess. Where's number 6? I didn't realize I was actually following these numbers in order. That was a coincidence. So if I were to actually follow them in order, the ruin of Koroth would be the next one. I suppose you do move around the map pretty quickly. Like, it looks like a long way, but given that you can move like many hexes at once, maybe it's not so bad. So maybe I could try heading to the ruin of Koroth after the village of Thrall. Suppose I'll see. I need to get to the village first. So, okay, next morning, let's determine the weather. It's a 3. Is that the good one? That is the good one. Clear. Plus 10 to orientation and to camping. Alright, so I'm setting off from a site that counts as plain, so I have a plus 30% on my orientation, so my target is, 84? I'm going to try going northeast. That's an 8, and there's no event. Now let's continue. Northeast again. That's a 78. And I need... My target is an 84, so that is fine. So I move up again, and there is an event. It's going to be forest event number 63. Here's event 18. A dark elf. He's just like me. During your journey, you come across a figure unlike any you've seen before. Okay, maybe not. A dark elf. He introduced himself as Trayrus, a native of the distant land of Blood March. It's appropriate, given that I'm on the plains of blood. Maybe it's nearby. Trayrus explains that he is now trapped in the frozen world of midnight and seeks a way to return to his homeland. As you converse, you discuss your mission, mentioning that destroying the ice crown could potentially help him escape Midnight's grasp. Trayrus listens intently and, after a moment of thought, expresses his gratitude for your potential aid. In return, he shares with you some secrets of his people's medicinal knowledge, teaching you techniques and remedies that could prove invaluable. Increase your first aid skill by 5 points. Okay. I'll take it. 55. Better than nothing. If this were a different sort of game, you could, get the first aid skill bonus and then immediately murder him for XP. So I still only have 4. I still only have 4 XP. Like 20 XP to level up doesn't seem like a lot, but it's hard to come by. Anyway, that was 2 moves, so I have 1 more move. And I'm now in forest, so I lose the plus 20%. So I just have the plus 10% from the good weather. So my target is 64. That's a critical success. And an encounter. So this is another forest encounter. This one is number 42. Event, rather, not encounter. Rotting spiderwebs. As you make your way through this part of the forest, an unnatural sight catches your eye. Rotting spiderwebs hang from the trees, suffocating the undergrowth and covering every surface in a sickly grey film. The webs have destroyed all signs of life, except for the resilient vegetation that stubbornly clings to existence. A sense of dread fills the air, and you feel as though something foul is watching you. Your instincts are proven correct when you hear a rustling above. A despair spider slowly descends from a large twisted tree, its many eyes gleaming as it fixes its gaze on you. These creatures are typically found only in the plains of despair far to the north. What could have driven this monstrosity south? Without warning, the despair spider rushes towards you at high speed, its jaws snapping viciously as it prepares to attack. Combat encounter, deadly despair spider. Right, the plains of despair is where this normally comes from. Where are those? I don't see a plains of despair, but maybe it's like north of the super pointy mountains up here. Okay, let's fight a spider. Right, despair spider. Ah. Why has it got such a big picture? Is this a boss monster? No, it only has 20 hit points. It just gets a cool picture. Okay. The despair spider is a giant arachnid, approximately 2 meters in size. Its translucent body is adorned with ice crystals that reflect light, creating a dazzling and intimidating effect. Its 8 legs are long and skeletal, ending in sharp claws capable of easily piercing through ice. The spider's multiple eyes glow with a chilling blue light. Though primarily thought to inhabit the Downs of Despair in the north, it has been expanding its territory southward. The Downs of Despair, so that's somewhere on the map. I still don't see a thing of despair, but whatever. Okay, it's got a bunch of interesting abilities. It can poison me. It can trap me. Interesting. It can summon minions. Okay, this does look a pretty tough thing despite its relatively low HP. So let's fill this out. Thankfully, it doesn't have any like gear. Although I'm now imagining like a giant spider in like a giant like bit of leather armor, which is a strange sight. Okay, right. So we begin as always with the opposed perception rolls to see who acts first. So I'll start with Morkin. That is a 90. That's a failure. Now for the spider. That's a 19. That's a success of the spider. It's going to act first with a +10 bonus on its thing. And so the enemies, yep, the enemies go first. So, okay, spider. It's got like 4 different attacks. I guess let's see what it does. 5. Frozen web trap. The despair spider spins a large web of icy threads around you and your companions. The web is razor sharp and sticky, lasting for 2 combat turns. Okay, well, I suppose it needs to hit me first. That is what it will try to do, at least. That's 58. It misses. That's above its melee value. I assume that needs a roll to hit. The swarm of frostlings one, I imagine it just does that. Because it's not directly hurting me, but the frozen web trap surely needs a roll. Let's just see if it clarifies anything. Yeah, I'm sure that counts as striking me, so sure. It failed to do so. I managed to dodge its webs, I guess. Okay. So I will aim, which means it will act again. This time 31, that is a hit. And what did it do? 3 bite. D6 damage. 5 damage, which is reduced to 4 damage. Okay, it bites me. So then I attack it. 23, that is it. That would have been a hit even without aiming. It has such a low defense value. Maybe it's not worth aiming for this one, even with the bonus damage. Anyway, that's 3, 6 damage. It doesn't have any absorption, so that's a 14. Its turn. It's a 1, 11 miss. Yeah, I think I'll just hit it without bothering to aim. That's a 99. That's a miss. It misses me again. I will attempt to whack it. 3 critical success. Nice. 6 damage. Okay, a critical success on an attack can be, you can either get the bonus point in melee or defense. I think I'm gonna. Okay, let's have a look at defense. So if I put, yeah, so defense value is rounded down. So this is good because putting 1 point in defense would bump my defense value up by 1. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, the spider attacks me. It's for 36. That hits. It's venom bite. Ooh. 6 damage, which is reduced to 5. And I need to roll an endurance skill check. If I fail, I am poisoned, and I need to look at the poison rules. Okay, endurance, 50-50 odds. Not amazing. Oh, 94. I am not poisoned. It's fine. We don't need to learn the poison rules. I'll just try hitting it again. 26. That hits because of its rubbish defense. 4, 5. It's down to 3 hit points. It misses. I miss. It misses. I miss. 31. It hits. It's just doing a regular attack. 5 damage. I hit. Yes, I do hit for 5 damage. I kill the spider. It has some loot. Nice. I love loot. 6. It has an eye. I don't know what I can do with that. Is that on the equipment list? It's not. Maybe I can like make it into a potion or something. But let's note down that I have a despair spider eye and I also have some XP. How much? Where's the spider gone? It's 2 XP. Right, I'm now on 6 XP. And that was the evening, I think. Yeah, that was the end of my movement. So let's note down the events of the day, and then I'll need to make camp. Where am I going? It's the village of Thrall. Yes, easily. All right, let's see if I can successfully camp for once. I can. First good night's sleep outdoors. Oh, it's also good weather, isn't it? So that would actually give me a bonus to the roll, but I didn't need it. Okay. So D6 plus 2 hit points and D6 fatigue. I'm not fatigued, which is correct. Yes. Okay. So what was it? D6 plus 2 hit points. Yep. Okay, 3 hit points. Here we go. 25. Mark off a ration. And a day. Okay, so we're nearly at the village, so I guess I'll begin the day. Don't want to go northeast because of the downs. I'll begin the day by going north and then northeast. And I'll see what happens in the village. Hopefully there's someone to recruit here, and it's not just like Mr. Thrall is gone, like it was at the keep of the Sisters of Shimmeril. Well, let's start with the weather. 0. Heavy wind. -20 to all skill tests. Make an endurance skill check to make this only a -10. No. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. So my orientation is going to be 35 as a target number. Let's try heading due north. That's a 1. That's a critical success. Seems getting a lot of crit successes on orientation, which is good, but if only the dice had been this good previously. Alright, now let's try going northeast. No. It's a 3, which I will remember this eventually. I believe the 3 was to stay here. Yes. And there is some sort of encounter. It is a 31. 31 forest. Here we go. 81. A healer. As you travel through the wilderness, you come across someone familiar, a wandering healer with a distinguished reputation among the villagers of Midnight. You recognize him from past encounters and recall that he has spoken with your father on several occasions. His presence brings a sense of reassurance even in these troubled times. Seeing your condition, I like how it just assumes that you're in bad condition at this point, the healer offers to help. If you or any of your companions are bleeding, poisoned, or otherwise injured, he tends to heal wounds with his practiced hands using remedies crafted from mysterious herbs. He then applies a special blend to restore 5 hit points to you and your companions. The healer smiles warmly and wishes you well on your journey before continuing on his path. Okay. Up to 30. And I have 1 more hex I can attempt to move, so let's try going northeast again. 33. Success. Make sure I cross things off appropriately. Yep, that's 6 things crossed off, and we're on day 7. Right, we're in a special location. So let's go look at the special locations table. The village of Thrall. The Lord of Thrall is here, loyal to the Fae and keen to help. Okay, cool. Let's get the companion rules up. So next quarter, so in the afternoon, we're going to approach him to see if we can recruit him. It doesn't mention anything special for him, so it's just a 1 in... It's a 5 and 6 chance to recruit him. If I roll a 1, he is afraid. The Ice Sphere has him. And it's a 1. Oh my god. I've gone to 3 companions so far, and I've rolled a 1 each time. Okay. So I'm swinging by all the numbered special sites, but I'm not managing to recruit anyone. Hmm. Um. So I can't actually spend the night in the village because camping in a village costs 10 10 silver, I think. Let's see, village price table. Oh no, it's only 4 silver. Oh, I could, in that case, just stay in the village and heal up. I might do that because I am down quite a few hit points. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, resting. In a village, no roll required, just restores d6 hit points. Um, okay, and it was 2 silver coins to rest and then 4 silver coins to spend the night. Yeah, let's just do that. 6. So that was resting, and then for the night, I camp. And yeah, just d6 plus 2 hit points. 8. Okay, so now at 44 hit points, which is nice. And these prices just keep leaving my mind the instant I look away. Okay, that's cost 6 coins in total. Okay. So now on to day 8. I said you move across the map pretty quickly, but also we're still way at the bottom end of the map, and we're nearly a third of the way through the time. So I don't think I'm going to have time to swing by all the numbered places. I think I'm going to have to start heading north now. Weather is 4, which is no effects. That is a welcome change to yesterday. So I think it's going to be traveling, but let's have a look at what is going on, where we might want to go. I think the village of Core, it'd be nice to make for the village of Core. Maybe going via um, the Blood Henge. I've not visited a henge, so I don't know what happens there. Could also, after the Blood Henge, could maybe go to lake. I've not been to a lake yet. And then kind of around to the village that way. Yeah, I will give this a shot. So I'm in a site that counts as plains, even though it's in the middle of a forest. So I get the plus 20 bonus to my orientation. There's no bonus from the weather. So my target number for orientation is 56, is 76 at the moment. Right, let's try going north. That's a success, but there is an event. Is 43 in the forest events. Lost equipment from backpack. As you make your way through an area of dense, overgrown vegetation, the plants tug and tear at your clothing and gear. The thick foliage forces you to clear a path with your weapon, making progress slow and arduous. After some time, the vegetation begins to thin out, so you find yourself on a clear path once more. However, as you adjust your backpack, you realize with alarm that you've lost something along the way. I do not have anything in my backpack. Oh, I have a despair spider eye. Okay, let's roll a d6 and see if I've dropped my spider eye. No, I still have my spider eye. Okay. Right, let's continue northwest. That's a success and no events. And then northwest once more. 81, that is a miss. I believe I go to the left. Let's just check. Yeah, I go to the left, so I was going that way, so I've actually ended up in the forest again. No event, though. Okay, right, so that was morning. Let's continue traveling in the afternoon. Gonna go north. That's a miss. I stay in the same place. I have an event. It's 32. Today seems to be your lucky day. I'm not so sure about that. I'm lost in the forest. As you walk along the path, you notice a patch of rare herbs growing among the rocks and soil. Upon closer inspection, you recognize them as venom thorn leaves, prized for their potent medicinal and alchemical properties. Roll d6 minus 2 to determine how many I get. I get 2 venom thorn leaves. Okay, so that was first movement of the quarter. Let's try moving north again. That's a fumble. Does anything happen if I fumble on orientation? If you fumble, you become lost for the remainder of the quarter, and you gain 4 points of fatigue. Also, roll a d10. If it is a 1, I immediately have a hostile encounter. It's a 1. This is the worst morning. This is not the lucky day. Okay, encounters table. It's in a forest, so got a 5. A bloodwing. Ah, nice. Do all the monsters have art? Okay, bandits. Bloodwings. Bone collector. Fear hunter. Flesh eater. Frostbringer. Frozen aberration. Whispering slave. Did the trolls have art? Oh, they did. The link in the table of contents just goes to the stats page rather than the art page. Ah, okay, cool. Oh, I wish I'd noticed these. Oh, that's a really cool picture of the Ice Troll Chieftain. Anyway, I'm here to fight a Bloodwing. Let's see. Yes, those numbers are correct. The Bloodwing is a huge, terrifying bat with a wingspan of over 3 meters. Its body is covered in blue-black fur that glistens like frost in the moonlight. Its eyes are piercing and gleaming white, while its fangs and claws are coated with razor-sharp ice. The wings are semi-transparent and streaked with icy veins, allowing it to glide silently through the cold night air. Bloodwings are known to attack in packs, descending upon their prey in a whirlwind of ice and darkness. 16 hit points. A melee of 45, defense value 15. It's pretty low defense value. No gear, and a perception of 40. Okay, let's start with Morkin's perception check. Ooh, it has 3 attacks. What can it do? It can deal d6 damage, it can do d6 plus 2, or it can do d6 damage and skip your next turn. Okay. Morkin failed his perception roll. The Bloodwing passed, so the Bloodwing goes first. I'll just roll both d6s at once. I'll use the black d6 to determine what attack it does and the yellow one for damage. That is a 8. That is a miss. That's below my defense value. I think I'll just attack. Its defense value is low enough that I'm reasonably likely to hit. Yep, that hits for 3 damage. Bloodwing, 7. That's too low, unfortunately. Uh, 91, I miss. Bloodwing misses. 52, I hit. 6 damage. Bloodwing misses again. I hit for the 3 damage. That's a miss for the Bloodwing again. 32. Yep, that hits 5 damage. The Bloodwing is no more. Okay, that was a pretty easy foe, but it is only 1 XP, and it has a Bloodwing wing. Which I guess I'll note down in case that's ever useful. Okay, let's start noting things down. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm portraying Morkin as a bit of an unreliable narrator here with this journal. Clearly the only reason he got lost in the forest is because of the trees shifting around him and forcing him into the lair of a Bloodwing, not because he's just bad at orientation. Anyways, that was the quarter done. So let's move on to the evening and try to get out of this forest. So I will attempt to go north. That is a failure, and I'm stuck in the same place. And I have an encounter, which is number 14. Lost. Yep. As you make your way through unfamiliar territory, you suddenly realize that you've strayed from the path. The landscape around you looks unfamiliar, and the landmarks you thought you were following have vanished from sight. A sense of disorientation sets in, and you begin to worry that you've lost your way. Perform an orientation skill check. Okay. That's a success. If you succeed, you regain your bearings and find your way back to the correct path, continuing your journey without further delay. Okay. Right, now let's try going north again. Oh my god. At least it's no event this time. Sorry, no. I need to roll for that. Yep, an event. So I'm stuck in the same hex. And I have event 12. The hidden threat. While traveling, you come across a set of fresh footprints and tracks on the ground. You carefully examine them, trying to determine where they lead. However, what you fail to realize is that whoever left these tracks is not far away at all. Make a stealth skill check to avoid being detected. Stealth, I am bad at, I believe. Yes, I only have a 20 in stealth. Nope, I failed that. If you fail, you hear a sudden rustle in the bushes behind you. Before you can react, the hidden assailant strikes. Roll on the encounters table to determine the nature of the attacker. Five. A bloodwing. This forest is infested with them. Should have just left the numbers from the last one. Though it was weak enough, so I'm not too scared. Okay, Morkin's perception. That's a failure. Bloodwing's perception. That's a success. It goes first with a +10 bonus. That's a crit, so that hits. And it is just attacking, dealing 6 damage, or 5 because of my 1 absorption. Maybe there's a famous last words. Maybe I'm about to be killed by a bloodwing. Okay, well, I'll just attack it. Yep, 21 is above its defense value. 2 damage. Uh, 18, it misses. It hits for another 2 damage. That's a fumble. The Bloodwing's fumble attack causes it to spiral uncontrollably in the air, leading to a sudden crash that leaves it prone for its next turn. The Bloodwing loses its next turn and suffers a -10 penalty to its defense value. Okay. So I'll just get 2 attacks off. 58. Yep, that hits. 3 damage. And my second attack, with its defense value, is back to normal now. 34. That hits for another 2 damage. The Bloodwing's turn. Miss. 54. That is a hit. 6, 7. The Bloodwing is defeated. For another 1 XP. And I now have 2 Bloodwing wings. Okay. I believe that was my second move, so I still have 1 more attempt this quest to get out of the forest. So let's try that. 71. No, my orientation is not 71. Okay, but I did move. I wasn't stuck in the same place, at least. I went to the left, so I was going north, but I actually went north west, which is fine. Do I have an encounter? No. Okay. Right, let's fill out the diary. Of course, it goes without saying that the slaying of these Bloodwings was easy. And now I need to roll to camp. Nope. I failed to camp, so what happens? 2. 2 happens. You have camped in a very wet area, causing some of your rations to spoil. Remove d6 minus 2 rations. Ooh, that's bad. That could be potentially be all of my rations. 1. Okay. Minimum of 1, so I lose 1 ration. I also lose 1 ration by eating it, so I'm down to 2 rations. Oh, that's the maximum size of a text box. Okay, let's just move that up. Yeah, put this up here. Okay, I wake up on the morning of day 9. Let's mark off a day. Hang on, something has gone wrong here. If this is the morning, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's correct. So we've completed 8 days. Right, so it's upon completing day 10 that the ice sphere goes up. That makes sense. I know it is 3 hours now. I guess I want to make it to the Bloodhenge and see what happens there before calling the stream. So I'll keep going for a bit. Let's determine the weather. 9. That's bad. Bad traveling weather. Let's make an endurance skill check. It's a 41. What is my endurance? 50. Nice. I only have a minus 10 penalty. Because I'm traveling on planes, that works out to being a plus 10 bonus. So let's start. I want to try going northwest. So with a plus 10 bonus, my target is 66. Which I missed, and I went off to the right. No event, though. All right, let's try going northwest. That's a 17. That's a success with no encounter. Let's go northwest again. That's a success. No encounters. That's the morning. I continue towards the Bloodhenge. Just note down that the weather made traveling miserable. And okay, so afternoon. Now we want to try going northwest. It's a little bit of a shame we're going to get there in the afternoon rather than in the morning, but let's try going northwest again to get to the Bloodhenge. 37. We make it to the Bloodhenge. We are at a site, so we don't get an encounter. Instead, we can seek next quarter. So let's just note down we arrived at the henge. I hope the Bloodhenge is a nice place. You know, normally the name would put me off, but it's in the Plains of Blood. It's next to the Keep of Blood, or near the Keep of Blood, which was a reasonably nice place. It's just north of of Lake Blood, which I'm pretty sure is not a literal name. But let's see what happens at the Bloodhenge. So, I must consult the Seek tables. Henge. Okay. Let's mark that we are seeking in the evening. I guess we'll do this and then camp, and then maybe that'll be it. Okay. Bloodhenge. Let's roll a d10. 8. I seem to roll a lot of 8s on these site tables. You have found the Cup of Dreams, which brings new welcome. Set the time to the morning of the same day. Okay. I guess we're going to keep going into the mountains a bit then. Or maybe maybe I could swing around this, like through this gap here. It is a little risky, but no, going through the mountains makes the most sense. Okay, well, we're back to morning. Just going to start by traveling. North west, I suppose. Another crit success. And this orientation stuff is easy. Let's try going north. I guess it's not so easy. Kind of went off in that direction. Do we have an encounter? Nope. Okay, let's try going north west. That's a miss, and it's staying in the same place with an encounter. 43 planes encounter. Not encounters, events. Farmers. As you travel along the road, you come across a farmhouse nestled by the side of the path. The family living there looks weary, but greets you with a cautious smile. They express their growing concern about the escalating war and explain their plans to move south to avoid the coming conflict. You can see a small stable next to the farmhouse, housing a few well-cared-for horses. The family offers to sell you one of their horses. I don't need a horse. In addition to the horse, they also have stuff to sell. How much? I only have 3 silver coins. Yeah, I can't buy any of this stuff, sadly. Okay, so that was morning. Here's the diary. Okay, let's go northwest. So it's now afternoon again. Continuing to travel. It would be nice to make it through the mountains this day, but I'm not convinced that's going to happen. 20. That's fine. Now go north. So 66, which is a success. So we go north into the mountain. This is we've just moved into the mountain, so we're gonna get some fatigue. 2 fatigue, and we get an event. First mountain event, interestingly, 46. High Pass. The mountain you are crossing has steep slopes that seem to stretch on indefinitely, each step more exhausting than the last. The biting wind and thin air make every movement feel like a struggle, and the unyielding incline demands all of your strength and endurance. By the time you reach a point of respite, the immense effort has taken its toll. You gain 4 fatigue from the grueling journey. Oh. I'm pretty certain I'll be like fully fatigued by the time I make it through these mountains then. So we set off from plane, so we can still move 3 hexes. So let's continue north. Nope, that's a miss, but it's a 2, so we end up going left. No event. I guess let's try going north again. Yep, we go north, and we have an encounter. So back on the plains. I guess we also gain 2 fatigue by ending up in some mountains there, so we're on 8 fatigue. The encounter is Plains Encounter 43. Don't we just have that? Farmers. Yeah, I still don't have any money. Sorry, guys. They followed me over the mountains. Like, please, do you want to buy a horse? Okay, so that was afternoon, so we've now got evening. Maybe north. It'd be nice to get to the lake, even though we won't be able to do anything with it. Today, because it'll be nighttime, but yeah, I could maybe get to the lake. Yeah, I think it is the first time I've had the same encounter. Not like the One Ring at all, where it seems every encounter pretty much is the Long Dark of Moria. I could fish. Well, I won't be able to fish actually because I'll get to the when I get to the lake, it'll be that will be the evening's activity, getting to the lake, and then if I were to fish, that would be in place of sleeping. Also, I'm really bad at fishing. Yeah, I only have 20 in fishing, and I don't even have a fishing pole. I'd be like catching them with my hands. Okay, let's try going north. 62. Yep, that's fine. Then northeast. I'm right next to a game over location. But yeah, I guess you either go to the left or the right. So if I'm heading northeast, I wouldn't actually end up in the citadel, even if I went off track. That's a 14, and there's an encounter. 44. Useful herbs. I get some sweet flame leaves, known for their rare and beneficial properties. What properties are those? Sweet flame leaves give additional HP. Okay. And it was a D6 minus 2. Okay, 3. 3 Sweet Flame leaves. Alright, with our last movement action of the quarter, let's try getting north to the lake. 62. That's fine. Okay, we made it to the lake, and that was evening. What was it called? Lake Valathor. Or Valethor, I don't know. Alright, so camping will be bad because I'd only have a 30% chance because of this bad weather. But I have to try. I don't believe going to a lake just lets you camp for free. That would be nice, but no. So Citadels keeps snow halls and villages where you just automatically succeed. So yeah, let's try to camp by the shores of Lake Valathor. No. So what happens? 9. It's windy and freezing. That does fit with the weather. So I'm now fatigued. So let's note down that I camped badly and then look at what fatigue means. Yes, is there a fatigued? No, there isn't a fatigued box. I need to mark off a ration. I need to check off a day. I've only got 1 ration left, which is bad. Okay, let's see. Fatigue. Conditions. Exhausted. If Morkin's fatigue points exceeds his maximum fatigue, he becomes exhausted and cannot travel. Okay. So I am exhausted, which means all I can do is try to like recuperate on the shores of the lake. But I want to say, a bit over a third of the way north towards the Tower of Doom, which isn't bad given that we're not yet at a third of the time limit, and we did a bunch of like horizontal wandering as well. So I feel taking a few days to try to recover here won't be the end of the world. And then we can try to make it through the mountains to get to what was this village? The village of Kor. Get rid of that. And then continue on from there to the Tower of Doom. But yeah, we'll call it here this time. So Morkin will continue next week. And on Friday, we are going back to the One Ring, and I am tempted to just skip the journey rules in the One Ring and get straight to the missions, because we have things to do, and I don't want to do a 40-mile journey 2 miles at a time. But I will think about that beforehand and figure out what to do. So yeah, that is the stream. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.